If you want more to come into your life, you must let more life come out of you. Because life doesn't happen to you. It happens through and as you. You can't get it from the world because you brought it all with you. Literally, everything you could ever need to be all that you were created to be is already within you. A seed of infinite potential planted in the soil of your soul, awaiting the right conditions for it to grow. And those conditions are 100% in your control. This is the core of emergence. And when you understand and apply this, you can truly say Happy New Year and Happy New You, year after year. But not just every year, every month, every week, and every day. My name's Derek Rydell, transformational coach and Emergineer. And I want to welcome you to the Best Year of Your Life podcast, where we highlight the top teachings and trainings from my private group program that have helped thousands of people around the world find their path, live their purpose, and make a mighty impact on the planet. To learn more about the Best Year of Your Life program and get a special bonus, please go to www.derekrydell.com/Best Year of Your Life. Greetings, fellow Emergineers. Derek Rydell here, founder of the Law of Emergence and Emergineering, as well as the Soul Purpose Blueprint and Awakened Wealth now. And it's just such an honor to be with you again. I so look forward to this opportunity to dive more deeply into the true nature of life and the true potential of the human spirit. Because let me tell you, there is so much. And understand that the real purpose of life is not to solve problems. The purpose of life is a never-ending, ever-expanding, always unfolding adventure of discovering and uncovering and unleashing this imprisoned splendor, this infinite abundance, this infinite genius, forever, as it says in the Bible, from glory to greater glory, world without end. That's the real purpose of life. The whole universe is designed. And each and every individual is an individualized expression or instrument or place where all of life is seeking to put itself on display. All the power and the presence and the love and the beauty and the abundance and the just sheer genius of life is just aching to put itself on display in more glorious and gorgeous and beautiful ways forever. That's the purpose of life. And I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but that's what's moving through me right now. And so it's just so good to come together in agreement and to begin to agree on that truth, because where two or three are gathered in agreement about the highest nature within us, the superconscious, the subconscious, and the conscious mind now click together, and the oversoul or the superconscious now gets to emerge. So there's a powerful morphic field that we're creating together as we come together and are willing to begin agreeing on the highest possibilities and tear up our agreements with the world of appearances that would say that we are cut adrift, that we are separate and apart from each other, from our good, from God, from life, and that we have to fight and struggle and strive and attract and achieve and earn and deserve, that we are tearing up that agreement and saying, no more. I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm going to get in alignment with and become congruent with the truth that makes me free. I'm not going to judge by appearances anymore. I'm going to judge and discern what's called righteous judgment, which means discerning what is true and aligning myself with these perennial truth principles, which is what is taught here. This isn't theory. This isn't trendy. This is some newfangled concept that is going to be out of date, next year or 10 years from now. What's unfolding here is truth. And you can find this truth in all the great teachings. Sometimes it's just hard to understand it because it's been covered up by dogma and doctrine, or It's just being expressed through cultural and historical context. And you have to really understand the cultural and historical context and the idioms of that culture to know what the master teachers were really saying. Once you do, once you start to understand this truth as we're teaching here, and you start going back to the great spiritual, religious, philosophical texts, you'll start having your light bulbs going off like crazy, because you'll start really understanding it for the first time maybe. So again, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but clearly it needed to talk about it itself. As I like to say, one of my mentors said, I never let my topic get in the way of what Spirit has to say. And what I want to talk about now is, I really wanted to talk about and intended to talk about is how important it is to own your good, to own the good, to really own the successes in your life. And this is one of the parts of the night pages where you start taking inventory of all the things you have, all the things you've achieved, all the things you can do, and all the things you're grateful for. And the reason is that the way we've been conditioned as a form of self-preservation and protection is to always be aware of what's lacking, what's missing, what's not working, what's wrong, so that we can make sure we fix it, go get it. You know, as we were evolving as a species, if we didn't have that egoic structure of separation and the ability to discern between us and everything else, we might have not left the cave. We might not have noticed that we were running out of food, that we didn't have enough food, that winter was coming, and not suddenly realize we better go out and do some hunting and gathering so we can not starve during the winter. We might not have been aware of that. If we didn't have that sense of separation, we might not have even known the difference between us and a saber-toothed cat, and thought it was a nice little kitty. And because just like a child doesn't have a sense of separation from their parents, they are in a state of oneness until they go through that period where they maturate and they have separation anxiety, because now they suddenly realize they're separate from that being, and it's a very challenging period for a child to go through. But before that, they're in a state of